I know frequencies like play a major part in everything in the world. Everything's kind of got its own frequency. And I know like the wind chimes Mindy was talking about earlier that we put out on the patio, they're all tuned to the note of G. It's throat chakra, right? Maybe you could
Hmm.
talk about the different tones or the different keys and how it affects different parts of our body.
Or do you dive into that much
You
yourself?
know, I that's like the science of things, and
Fair?
I science as a kid. But I know that there's the 432 hertz and 440, and those are it's kind of like Fibonacci, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard of
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff where there's a numeric system that the entire planet is based on? You know, if you look at the inside of a sunflower, all the dots in the sunflower inside, it's the same number in every sunflower. Um,
I did not know that.
yeah, and so it's kind of like the sound and the frequencies are along the same lines where you hit those natural frequencies and tones like 432 and 440, your body is going to just naturally go, "Oh, I need that. I need that," because that's what we're tuned to. Um, there is science behind, different bowls that can go on the chakras and all that kind of stuff. Um, I don't know why this is, but these bowls that chose me um, hit all of the things like and it's all different. I have the same bowls, and I've worked with like three or four of the same people over the last few months, and it seems like we've been working from the top down. Where they're like initially when we started doing this, they were like, "Oh yeah, I can feel a lot of stuff, up in my higher heart and my throat, third eye." And now it's like it's all in their root. And so, like I said, I play the same bowls and different things happen every time.
Well,
So
I would say it's probably fair that we need all those frequencies combined, right? And
right.
it's interesting that you brought up the whole 440 and the 432 frequencies because Mindy and I have had a number of conversations about that, especially being involved in music. Because at some point, 432 was like the root frequency, from what I understand.
Hmm.
And then it shifted to 440,
Which scrambles our brain.
which a lot of music is actually recorded in 440. But a lot of artists, alternative artists, have switched over to 432, and you could just kind of tell. I can tell when I'm listening to a 440 or a 432. 440 just kind of gets that disjointed sound, a little bit noisy to me, where 432 kind of slips right into a pocket. If that
Like
makes
Hmm.
sense.
like air yeah,
Yeah.
air in the tubes. Yeah.
Yeah, and there is something I learned that about that too in my sound certification class, where it historically, as music, became more formal, like, pianos and orchestras and things, something happened from the 432 to the 440, and it was fairly recently, like in the last 100 years, I
Yeah.
think, that they
Yeah.
switched. And I can't remember what the reason why. It might have had to do something with recording. I can't remember, but
Well,
yeah.
we'll open it up if anyone wants to put comments and help us understand why. I know I've heard all kinds of different stories. Some of them are down the conspiracy wheel, and some of them are, a little bit more believable. But it would be interesting. So if you're listening to this and throw a comment in. Let's hear it. So I got a total geeky question to ask you.
Sure.
Um, so sound is physical, air is physical. Not a lot of people think of it that way because you can't touch it or feel it, but it is. It all moves molecules the same way. So is there a like ideal temperature for you to do this? Because the temperature of the room would definitely change the tone of the bowls.
Good question.
That is because so that's your when you do any kind of meditation, whether it's with sound or, just guided, whatever, your body temperature changes because that energy is moving through you. And it depends on how much energy is moving through you. My friend that I've been working with for a while, she just gets hot. like, rip off the blankets, get this off of me. I'm uncomfortable, and but then I have another friend who's always cold when she does this stuff. It's like, give me the down blanket, give me the sleeping bag. So it just depends on what's happening at the individual level. Um, and circulation too has a lot to do with it. And just, yeah, it just depends.
It's a very personal experience, and it really depends on how the person reacts. There's
Yeah.
no rule of thumb.
No, I just start with just a comfortable temperature, you know, um, unless there's an outside venue that we're at that you can't control that. But yeah, I try to just make it as comfortable for everybody as possible. And then, people adjust as they need throughout because like I said, you're not asleep, but you're not awake. You're
Yeah.
kind of there. So yeah.
What does coming back to you mean?
Um, it's about slowing down, but taking it a step further. So slowing down enough so that I can see what's emerging. And what I mean by that is being able to just stop at any given moment of the day and be present, look around, pay attention, but not absorb, just observe, not react, respond, and move through the day in a way that is intentional and productive. And you have to go inward. You can't be looking outward in order to do that.
So, what's something that people misunderstand about sound healing?
Actually, that's a good segue. So I don't fix you, I don't heal you. That's why I don't like sound healing because it can
Sound
be,
meditation, sorry.
yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know what this is called, but quite honestly, after doing this for a while, it's like we need a better word or two. But, I'm not healing you, I'm not fixing you. I'm creating a safe place for you to go so that you can unblock energy, you can allow things to move around in your mind and body and your soul, and you can receive what you need. So, I have had people come up to me and say, fix me. And it's like, oh, hell no, I'm not. No.
Ain't nobody got
I'm,
time for that, right?
yeah, I'm here to be your channel, this place for you and make it safe so that you can do what you need to do inside and all those things. So yeah, I'm there. We're not fixing, we're not healing, we're not, yeah.